another video from Tailored English Online. So, today I'm here to tell you about some things I found surprising during my visit to Hong Kong. Actually, I'm filming right now in Hong Kong, and the first thing I found surprising were the mountains. I mean, I knew that Hong Kong is an island that has mountains. I just didn't realize how big the mountains actually are. And when you combine that with the skyscrapers and all the really tall apartment blocks, it gives a very vertical feeling to the entire city, because you have these skyscrapers going up the sides of the mountain. So the second thing that I found surprising about Hong Kong are these kinds of escalators and moving ramps that you can find to help pedestrians go up especially steep slopes. This one is actually the Central Mid-Levels escalator, and it is the longest escalator system in the world. So we're going to be filming as we go up the whole way. The third thing that I found surprising about Hong Kong is how cheap the food is compared to the cost of rent. I expected the cost of living to be pretty high here in Hong Kong because it is an island as well as a major metropolitan center. So of course it's going to be a competition for people to find a place to live and to find an affordable amount to pay. The reason that food is so inexpensive relative to the very high cost of rent is that Hong Kong is able to import a lot of inexpensive food from surrounding third world countries, basically. So they have food coming in from China and from Malaysia, and I can only imagine that in spite of the cost of the shipping for the import, the food itself is so cheap that they're able to offer quite a reasonable price. The other thing that I've read is that because there are so many workers on a low income here, they have to keep food prices reasonable. So the fourth thing I found surprising during my visit to Hong Kong is the amount of smog. Actually, any day that you wake up, you can kind of look out the window and figure out whether it's going to be one of those days where it is painful, perhaps, to breathe. Sometimes the smog here gets so bad that people can't even see the buildings at the end of their block. The air quality here is bad enough that actually some people have air purifiers in their homes to help make the air safer for them to breathe on a regular basis. You also see people going around in the street with masks to help filter some of the air pollution that comes from motorcycles and other vehicles going by. The fifth thing that I found surprising about Hong Kong is people's extreme fear of any water dripping from above when they're on the street. It could be water running off through a gutter, it could be the drip from an air conditioning unit, but people actually push each other out of the way in order not to have a drop of water fall on their head. In apartment buildings, you'll actually sometimes see flyers warning tenants that they need to keep their air conditioning units clean and make sure that they're not dripping to avoid causing dangerous disease to other tenants. So, number 6. It's an interesting fact that here in Hong Kong on Sundays, a huge number of domestic workers, nannies and housemaids, have their day off, and these are immigrants from various Southeast Asian countries, and they all get together in public spaces and sit and eat together, and they practice doing fashion shows and take photos and videos, and so it's just a day where they can enjoy each other's company. You can actually see them under any covered walkway, even out in the street, in front of train stations. They're looking for any place where it's okay for them to be sitting, where they're protected from any weather, they're close to a public toilet, and they'll even build these kind of like enclosures out of cardboard boxes. You'll see them like sitting, these barriers to sort of separate themselves from other groups. So it's quite a strange sight until someone explains what exactly is going on there. The seventh thing that I found surprising during my trip to Hong Kong was looking at the money and realizing not only is it colorful with lots of unknown symbols, if you look at the fine print, actually most of the money isn't really money. Only the $10 bills are actually issued by the government of Hong Kong. The rest are promissory notes issued by different banks here in Hong Kong. Of course, at one time, all paper money was just promissory notes, And technically, even when the government issues it, they're promising that they will guarantee this for a certain amount of gold or silver. But still, it was funny to see this actually in action, where I could have a $100 bill from HSBC, a $100 bill from Bank of China. The last thing I found surprising about Hong Kong is how many toy dogs there are. And I don't mean toy like plastic, I mean really tiny dogs. I've seen everything from Yorkshire Terriers, toy poodles, Pomeranians, lots and lots of little dogs. And I mean, I guess it makes sense. In a city this size, you're going to have really small apartments, and it wouldn't be fair to large dogs to have them. But I just didn't expect this many pets. People love their toy dogs. Not only do they take them out for walks in the morning and in the evening, but you can see lots of shops that have all kinds of accessories, lots of clothing for dogs. And I think the funniest thing I've seen is some people take their dogs for a walk, except they're doing all the walking. The dogs are sitting in a stroller just enjoying the view. So there are 8 things that I found surprising during my visit here in Hong Kong. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you're interested in taking some English lessons with me or one of my colleagues, be sure to visit www.tailoredenglishonline.com. We offer a free 20-minute intro lesson for anybody who contacts us. Thanks, guys!